I was trolling. You know what? I was cruising in my 5.0 with my rag top down so my hair can't no, okay, hold on. I was cruising on Instagram and went by the White Mountain Knives postings, and I'm going, what in the Hades is this? And you know what? This is so impressive that even my snobby buddy, Mr. Knife Snob himself, Sean, over on in the Cape Coral area, go to his house, whip him, whip him. Um, he was impressed with this design. He thought it was intriguing. And I said, that's to you, Sean, right there, buddy. You and your fancy Harley. Okay, so he was if you saw me at Blade Show, then you saw him, the guy with the big long beard and stuff, is doing camera work and trying to tell me that there were things other than $60 budget knives in the world. Okay, that's him. Broke my bubble, broke my bubble. But so this caused me to fall into the hole of getting something over $60. And he's a bastard. And this is a bastard. Bastard knives, but it's Utopia. And it is Utopia. Hold on. So, I saw this on White Mountain. Now I'm going to quit playing around. Okay, let's talk about it. Utopia, 325. Good God Almighty. Spanish people. Now, where they're having this knife made, I don't know. Is this made in Spain? I'm thinking it's probably OEM'd. It doesn't say anything, does it? Now, this is 200. That was the limited number. So I don't know where they are right now if you want to get one, if you could even get one. It is designed by Wayward Cutlery. Okay, reversible pocket clip, of course, torque screws, CNC machining, blah, blah, blah. 3.5-inch, 8-inch overall, M390. So that makes me think this probably wasn't made in Spain, but I know one thing. The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain. So, okay, never mind. That's just way off course. Okay, now, bastard knives, if you follow them, god dang, I'm going way back. If you're old, you probably remember that. Utopia. See this? Now, this is, where's their bastardknives.com. Check them out. I'll give you a link to their site. It's a button lock. It's crazy. It's milled. It's roughing. It's chamfered. It's everything. It's cryogenic. It's photogenic. Okay. And if you want to pause and read, or go to the link that I gave you. And okay, we're done. But if there is one available on White Mountain Knives, LTK is the discount code, get you 10% off. So $32.50 off. They don't charge shipping. They don't charge tax. It's a button lock. It's crazy. It's pretty easy to drop. Look at that. That's pretty good. It feels solid. That's why I think it's probably OEM by high-end Chinese manufacturer, because it's almost too good for anything else. Deep carry pocket clip, and you know what? God dang it! Where is my magnet? Because I'm gonna have to test this. I think, to me, that looks titanium, and they probably said it in the specs anyhow. Obviously, titanium body with these carbon fiber overlays, and oh my god, these people just never let up, do they? Reversible button lock. Interesting though. And you can just do this, right? But it doesn't feel like there's any weirdness, looseness, weird play or anything. It feels solid. It feels muted here at the button. It's not tinging or making funny noises. It's kind of a dead metal on metal sound, So pretty solid actually, and it's not banging off the stop or anything like that. And which makes me wonder, Okay. Well, I can do this. So that's not a super strong detent, but it doesn't seem like, it's not going to, fall out or do anything like that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to get after it a little bit to get that kicked out. I'm okay with that, especially when you don't have a flipper, you just got this. Okay. So this makes it very easy to kick. Fit and finish is pretty good too. I mean, I can feel you can feel the transition there, if you really want to dig at it. Okay. But it's pretty dang good. And overall, this is pretty smooth, pretty good. Let's look at the plunge. That looks pretty symmetrical. This is okay. Wonder what is this? Let me see. Where's my number 8? Well, that's a number 8 on there. So, whoever did the design and or whoever decided they want, of course, these are probably number 6s because they're pocket clip reversible and they give you a little plate there. That's okay. And this, like I said, 3.5-inch blade, so it's not tiny, and it's all of 3.5 at 90 millimeters. Yeah, 8.1, something like that, 8 1/16 at 20.5 centimeters. So it's not huge, but it's not small. It's definitely a full-size EDC. And let's pull some paper. And, if I keep the blade on the paper, it'll actually cut. Okay, come here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and that's about what, average, factory edge is. So, no, that feels good. Where's the M390 on this? I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Because, M390, I get you. A lot of people will want to see it at 61, maybe at 62. I guess I could have this tested, but I'm going to guess it's not 61. I'm going to guess it's somewhere between 59 and 60, and maybe 60.5. And I don't know who the OEM is, and if I did, then I probably could guess even closer. But no, I don't think it's 61. I don't think it's 62, but that's just me guessing. How fat is it in the old hand? Oh, 6/10 at 15 millimeter. Okay. Yeah, it's a handful. Yeah, almost 4 millimeter blade stock, 3.8 at 0.14. Okay. So yeah, we're getting back to the old school where we had a full hand worth of handle, and then we had some blade stock to talk about. So we do have that. Um, piercing, slicing, just kind of an interesting bayonet blade. You know what I'm saying? Which you don't see bayonet blades on a lot of folders that I can think of. I mean, maybe some of the cold steel knives, this and that. Where was the other bayonet blade? Oh, that was on an OTF from TACCOM. I just can't remember seeing many unfolding knives recently. But yeah, so that brings a degree of interest there, doesn't it? And it's smooth, it's nice, it's a stone wash. That looks good. So I really don't have much to comment on. I mean, depending on your hand, how are the ergos? Well, I can kind of fit my first two up here. I'm good with this. This is fine. And this little cutaway is good for stropping or sharpening. So I like that clearance. I think that's okay. I don't want to jump up. No, but I feel like I'm on top of the blade well enough this way anyhow, or like this. So yeah, I'm comfortable with that and that. I mean, I'd like to say, hey, there's something wrong here. There's something that's just off and it's just not right or this or that. But I don't think I can say that. The more I handle it, the more it just seems pretty well built. Okay, so I'm finding, oh, probably these little pass-throughs in here. Nah, that's titanium there. There's nothing there. Okay. But of course, okay. Yeah, there's something, and we'll check that out. But yeah, there's nothing there. I mean, that'll fall right off. Okay. That there's something under these, okay, but this, no, it falls right off. So that's definitely titanium, and it looked like it. See how thick it is? You don't usually see a stamped steel like that. That's okay. I prefer that this kind of leveled off at the very end, although I don't know that I'm really feeling much interference from that. And maybe it's because it's hitting me right in this crease. See where that is? It's not really bothering me. So, okay. Now, maybe over a long extended cutting chores, maybe, but no, so far, so good. And yeah, fidget friendly, but not bouncy, not too ridiculous or guillotine-ish. It just feels solid. So I think somebody did a decent job making these, and they didn't make a lot of them, and it just goes into a fitted box, and there's, that I can tell, yeah, nothing really extra in here. So there it is, the bastard. And let's pop this dog apart. It's kind of interesting. They did a button like this, and I kind of think that's neat. Now the button sticks out, but if people keep asking me like, well, is that gonna like automatic, accidentally you're gonna, well, I guess if you put your hand in such a way that you're gonna push this button, yeah, it's going to disengage. So don't do that. Now, I mean, would it be better if this button was like more flush like this and you had to actually push it in further because it does stick out? I don't know. So that's something that you need to think about on your own. I tend to not get involved with the button when I hold a knife. So I'm not there. And I think most people don't get involved with the button. And to tell you the truth, guys, I just don't trust any folding knife to stay locked. So I treat them as non-lock knives. I'm not going to endanger my fingers from being severed or that kind of thing any more than normal. Um, you know, so screw that. No, no. Be careful. I mean, guys that do things like this and they got their fingers across this area and they do spine wax like that, they're insane. Okay, no, I would never do that. That's crazy. But design interesting. Price, I think it's a bit pricey because they're really not a big time player. But then again, I don't know, we'll just see how things go. They didn't make many, so they probably had to pay a pretty good premium to have them made each, because the bigger the order, the lower the price per unit, and you're only making 200. You're probably getting hammered pretty good. And then these are coming from Spain or wherever, and you got shipping, returns, credit card fees, all kinds of stuff. I don't know. So it may have just needed to be there from a pricing standpoint. But hey, you get this with it. I mean, that's worth something, isn't it? Okay, not coming in from the front. Let's hope they have a captured pivot. Regardless, they didn't put no thread locker on that baby doll. So, and this holding this carbon fiber onto the handle is a number 8 as well, which a lot of times when they do those little inlay things or overlays, they usually put a number 6 on there. Oh, we're going to have to do this. Okay, let's hold on. Let's take the pocket clip because we're going to have to, because we got to get this little screw under here figured out anyhow. And where's my number 6? Come on. Okay. Well, this wasn't long enough. Oh, no. This wasn't long enough to hit this depth and get into the screw, but this is. So I had to just grab one of my cheapy cheaps. I got a whole Ziploc bag of these number 6 and number 8s. It's nice to have. You never know. But I got all kinds of other drivers too, so I wouldn't have been stuck necessarily. These are the same length. Lay this dog down, and let's go back to our number 8. I mean, yeah. And take this. Then we can take the scale off. Then we can see what we got underneath, which is some more screws, of course. And I figured that. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more screws under here. Wowee. That's interesting. Well, we're hiding the overlay at least. Let me see what we got that are number 8s. And this is 1. And this is 1. So these are really short dogs. And let's get this number 6 here. Not sure I understand this concept, but okay. Now, okay. Now I think, I don't know if I turned the one on the other side or if I actually got this loose. And see, ooh, hopefully I don't have to take the other scale off to get that to come out. I got it finally. Okay. So these are these little tapered. Yeah, I got these are little tapered screws that were up on the top of the near the spine. Okay. And then these were the little internal ones holding the liner on there. Okay. Now, would we have the ability to take this off? Okay. Okay, what do we got? This is interesting. Okay, let's take this back spacer off. See there? This is interesting. See these little? Okay. So is that where those... Okay, so this is what's going on here. Right here. And so this is acting, there's not a spring. This is acting as the spring, and it's bent this way to where, see, this is the spring. Okay, for the button lock. That's interesting. So it comes in behind here. So I really didn't need to take those out. Okay. So those are these tiny little suckers here that are these tapered screws. So let's see, that's where they are. Like that. Okay. So you know what? I'm going to screw them back into here so I know where they come from anyhow. And they're solid. And so underneath here is where it's being protected by this. It's on here. Okay. So it's coming on here and it protects these screws like that. Okay, cool. Okay. So that's the back spacer. That's where this is at, which is a whole different approach. Okay, we have a captured pivot. We just got caught up in a whole different mechanism here, didn't we? Look at this. Okay, so this is a whole different approach. I mean, so whoever did the design work, this isn't your standard button lock the way you might see it from a lot of other OEMs. And there's a blade. I mean, it's clean. Looks good. And this is here. And of course, the flat spot goes clear across here and is captured on this side. So there's that. And then here's the button and the little plunger. You don't have to worry about a spring, which is kind of nice that you don't. You just like if you disassemble, I lost my pivot. Okay, if you disassemble it, then you don't have to do these two screws, just do these, okay? So something you can learn from my mistake, or at least my experience, is you don't need to loosen these, okay? So you can keep that going, but that's your spring. So that's interesting. You may not have as much opportunity for button stick if you don't have an actual spring. Maybe will this go out the other way? Can I push it through? No, I can't. So why can't I? Maybe because of the taper? Apparently. Yeah, oh, here we go. Got a little edge there. So it won't let that push all the way through. Little edge here, little edge there. So that button will not push all the way through. So that's nice. I'm good with that. So that's your disassembly. It's interesting. Oh yeah, okay. Utopia. Utopia. You got it. You got it. Okay. It came apart, went back together. Just interesting the way that their version of the spring functions, and that's really not a bad idea to tell you the truth. And this nice big button with the plunger. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to think about this sitting out that far. Let's see how far I can. Okay, so you get it flush here. It's okay. It's disengaged. So if you do that, you've got it disengaged. I don't find that to be an issue right now. And so I'll have to think on it. But that's the way it's set up. Okay, and I mean, from a design standpoint, I like it. Size standpoint, like the kind of bayonet blade thing going on here. So it's different and it's interesting. Take care, my friends. You know what we do. We love them knives. So you guys stay sharp.